Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to a new video, and in this video I'll be reviewing the FANTECH WGP13 wireless gamepad. Now a lot of you guys might know me for the guy who tries to run cheap gamepads using some random software on many newer games. But here I bring a gamepad that doesn't require any kind of special software. Now I wouldn't particularly call this cheap. The price of this gamepad is somewhere around $30 for the wireless version, and the wired one comes for less than 20 bucks. You can convert the price in your currency, but it costed me 2800 taka. So in this video I'll be talking about if it's worth buying or not, and if you should consider it or not. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. And well, here's the box of the gamepad, and well, as you guys can see on the front it says for PC or PS3 and all the other small features that it offers. On the back side there are some technical specifications about it, like the 600 mAh battery and stuff like that. Now anyway, let's open it. Well, inside the box, you'll get a USB-C cable, a 1-year warranty card. I think you also get a user manual guide, which I kind of forgot. I think I lost it by now. Then the wireless receiver and the gamepad itself. And that's pretty much all you're gonna get inside the box. Now let's talk about build quality and design. Well, the gamepad is fully made of plastic and it has a matte finish which gives a little premium feeling to the gamepad. And well, the analog sticks do have a rubber coating on them which gives a much better grip. The design of the gamepad feels like a mix of Xbox Series controller and the PS5 controller. The button placement feels quite alright to me, and if you're familiar with the Xbox controller layout, then you won't have any issue adjusting to the layout. However, the start and select button placements do feel odd to me, and I think it would have been better if the position swapped with the turbo and clear button, because that's where start and select buttons are usually placed. The shoulder and trigger button feels great to me. By the way, the shoulder buttons aren't clicky, they are mushy. And that's what I like, to be honest, but you might not like them. That's why I mentioned that. The trigger buttons have some rigidity in them, so it requires a little force to press them, and I think it gives a much more immersive experience along with the vibration feedback. Yes, the gamepad has vibration feedback, and I'll talk about that later. By the way, there's a tiny little gap that can be seen between the trigger buttons. I'm sorry you can't see it in the video, but I can see it with my bare eyes. Now it isn't a big deal, but oil and dust might get through that and cause issues, so I'm just mentioning that. There is the indicator LED which shows which mode you're currently on, but it apparently shows only using LED 1 and 2, and other LEDs are there for kind of no reason. There's a USB-C port for direct connectivity and charging the gamepad. Overall, if I have to say so, I would say the build quality is great, but I think there are some minor flaws that aren't huge issue, but they do take away from the experience. By the way, if you're liking the video you're watching right now, then let me know by pressing the like button, and a sub to the channel would be great as well. Well, sorry for interrupting, and let's continue. The gamepad can be used both wired and wirelessly. For wireless connectivity, you have to use the given wireless receiver, and sadly there's no Bluetooth here, so you better not lose this. After connecting the USB receiver to your laptop or PC, you have to turn on the controller by pressing the home button, and the controller will turn off automatically after 5 minutes of inactivity. LED number 2 lights up when it's connected to your PC. And for wired connection, just connect a USB-C cable to it. There's no separate driver for the controller, and when you connect it, it shows up as a Xbox 360 controller, which is why you don't have to use any separate software as it's already emulated as a Xbox controller. Oh, and also you can connect the gamepad to your phone using an OTG cable. I apparently don't have a PS3, so I couldn't test it if it works properly for that or not, but I hope it does. Now let's talk about the vibration feedback. Well, the vibration feedback depends on the game you're playing, and there's different levels of vibration depending on what action you're performing. Now, I won't say the vibration is super accurate and immersive as a PS5 controller, but I think it's quite good enough. And another thing worth noting is that the vibration is stronger on the right side. I'm not sure if that's how it is, or it is just my unit that has a flaw, or it's just how it is. Now let's talk about the real thing, gaming experience. Well, gaming experience with this was amazing. The gamepad was supported on almost any game I played, and using a software like Play Night, I was literally able to turn my PC into a console-like setup. The vibration worked quite fine on most games. There wasn't any visible delay in the inputs, and the analog sticks don't have any kind of drifting issue or anything like that, and they work quite well. By the way, I would let you guys know if there's any kind of stick drift that I find in the future, so check the pinned comment if there's any update about it. To be honest, I found the gaming experience to be great, and there's really not much to say about it. The battery life of the controller was about 6 to 8 hours of continuous usage. So in my usage, I was able to play for 2 days before I had to recharge it again. It doesn't have any kind of fast charging or anything. It charges on 5 watt I think. So it takes about 2 or 3 hours to charge. But if you're out of charge, then you can use it in wired mode. So I am alright with the battery life of the gamepad. Oh, and I almost forgot about the turbo and clear button. To use the turbo and clear function, you have to hold the turbo button and press the button to activate the feature. Now this is how you do it, and what it will do is spam press the button you selected. And to stop, you have to hold the clear button and press the same button. It's not much useful to be honest, but it used to be useful when games required to press the same button over and over again. But nowadays most games just use strategic timing and stuff like that, so it's mostly useless. So well, that's pretty much it. And I would say the gamepad is worth it at half the cost of an Xbox gamepad, cause it's kind of a similar experience at a much cheaper price. And I couldn't find any issue that I would call a deal breaker. And also there's a wired version that's much cheaper than this one. So if you don't have the budget, you can go for that. So well, I think I would rate the gamepad a solid 8.5 out of 10. Well, I deducted some points because of the build quality, design and some minor experience issues. So well, that's it for today, and I will see you guys in the next video.